I think everybody in their life has had that some sort of person of which had some sort of influence on them. And that's what I'm talking about now. Marc Davidson was a man who I've had great respect for. He was more than just a coach. He was a leader, a father figure, just a man of Christ, a man who had an influence on so many people, and I was one of those. Before I came to Blackhawk, I was kind of stuck in an area of people of which I was not happy to be around. Being at Lane, it was not like Blackhawk. Blackhawk has been a complete blessing to me, and it was mainly Coach Davidson that drawed me to that school, and I couldn't be more blessed to be there. And Coach Davidson, he made such an influence on me, and I hadn't even been there for a year. This is my first year being there, and the year's not even over yet, but I didn't need that to be completely influenced by this man. He showed Christ in every way possible. The last time I saw Coach Davidson was on May 4th at practice, or after school practice for basketball. That was the last time I saw him. He introduced us to our new coach. He prayed for us. He prayed. No matter how weak or how much pain he was feeling, he always showed Christ. He always made sure he could share the gospel any way possible. And I think there's no better person you could be than the person that Coach Davidson was. I think he was more than a coach to everybody. But the man always said, when we're weak, we're strong. And him saying that always had an influence on me. It didn't matter. Being around him and his program has made me a better person on my own. I used to be if I looked back before I came to Blackhawk, I wouldn't exactly consider myself a very good, or maybe I was an okay person, but not a good person. Now, I don't exactly want to say I'm a great person or a good person now. I would have to let other people say that, but just by being around him and his program, I feel like I have become to know Christ more just through him alone. But him drawing me to Blackhawk Christian has completely changed my life forever. I want to thank you, Coach Davidson, for everything that you've done in my life, everything you told me, everything you taught me. You taught me more than just a game of basketball. You taught me deeply about Christ and just how good Christ can do in your life. And that's not something that you can exactly pay back. But yeah, when you look back, when you see someone for the last time, you don't realize that you never know it's going to be your last time that you saw them. And last Wednesday, I didn't exactly think that either. This is definitely not a happy video I'm making. I'm not, I have seen the reactions of other people so far. It's very sad. And Coach Davidson is always going to be remembered. He'll always more than a coach, but always a man of God. I know Coach is leaving behind 7 kids. He leaving behind a wife, but he has made one incredible family, and not even just his blood-related family, but his family there at Blackhawk. And again, he's not exactly a person that you can easily find in this world. He was definitely one that was special. And I definitely do think that there is a new amazing man standing at the gates of heaven right now. I don't know if I've ever seen a man that was more God-fearing than him. And again, that's not exactly something you can take. I never took it for granted. Sometimes in my life I never really looked at Christ as something to really be, honored or something in my life. But as soon as I came to Blackhawk, and I was around Coach Davidson, I immediately realized just how not bad, but just how much I was missing out. My family tried to get me to go there when I first started 6th grade, and I didn't want to because I was used to it. And to be honest, I really wish I would have gone now, but it's not going to help to look back at regret. But this year has meant so much to me. Mr. Davidson and Mrs. Davidson and the whole Davidson family I've been accepted by Coach Davidson. I've been accepted by Blackhawk. My dad would always tell me that Coach Davidson would send him texts saying like, "Hey, when's your son gonna come play for me?" and stuff like that. And just being around him and his program, my dad always told me even if I never stepped foot on the basketball court, I would become a better person just by being around Coach Davidson and his program, and he was exactly right. Although I did get to step on the basketball court, I did make the team, but that's far from the point. Coach Davidson will always have an influence in my life, and I want to thank him and his whole family as they have accepted me into the family this year. Coach Davidson, I think it was my 3rd week at Blackhawk. It was passing period. He came up to me. He wrapped his arm around my shoulder, and he was like, "Noah, you need to always put Christ first in everything. You need to always look for Jesus in everything you do. You understand?" I was like, "Yes." And this is actually true. It's actually something he said to me. He just came up to me and said it out of nowhere. And that's something I will always remember. His prayers were always strong. Everything he said always had meaning to it. It always did. Anytime he was coaching, it always had some sort of energy that he was trying to make us better. And just by being around him, I feel like I have become better. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. I'll leave that up to other people. But I definitely have become happier just by being around him and his family. I definitely have seen Jesus in their family, especially him, but also his wife, Mrs. Davidson, through this whole last couple of years, almost couple of years. Yeah. She has always had a smile on her face, no matter what. They always smiled. They always fought through. And Mr. Davidson he'd be in so much pain, but he would always show up for his boys on the basketball court and everybody else. Whether they were in basketball or not, he was there. Coach Davidson, he showed up to almost every practice, even when he was battling cancer in these last couple of months where it was completely painful. He definitely made a difference in my life just being there, and I always felt proud that I was there at Blackhawk afterwards. And this video is dedicated to him because I want to thank him. I want to thank him and his family for everything and them, drawing me and, making me want to come to Blackhawk, because it was Coach Davidson that kind of, he drew me there, and I forever grateful. We always have that person in our life who has somehow influenced us one way or another. I have quite a few people who have influenced me, but I think Coach Davidson might be up here. He's definitely there at the top somewhere, and there's no words that can describe how grateful I am that I had him in my life for. I was at Blackhawk for been a Blackhawk for however many months, 8, 7, 8. I mean, I don't know, but in that short amount of time, he has made God. He has shown God in life. He's made him known to me more than anybody. So, Coach Davidson, I hope we see you soon in heaven, man. Please, hope you rest in peace, please, and may the Lord watch over you and your family. Thank you, everyone.